As it stands right now, there's a big battle for the 10th spot in the Western Conference. And I'm telling you, there are three teams right now. You got the Pelicans, the Lakers, and the San Antonio Spurs. What are your thoughts on this battle?
It's tight. It's tight, and every game for the remainder of the season is critical on positioning. It's so critical that if you lose too many of them, you're going to be at home as of April. Like, I can imagine the pressure that they're facing right now. And especially if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, that storied franchise, to be at the bottom, scraping to maintain positioning in the play-in tournament.
Right.
Hot mess. So maybe with AD coming back at the first part of April is what I'm quite sure they're banking on. And I pray he can stay healthy
Mm.
and he comes back strong, because I don't know if it'll be enough.
Oh my goodness. So let's talk about the remaining games for
Mhm.
the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I have already been on the record to say that the Spurs motivation is the potential that Greg Popovich might be out next season. So this could be his last dance like Coach K right now.
Okay.
So yeah, let's talk about the last games for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, they play the Memphis Grizzlies coming up. The Memphis Grizzlies are one of the hottest teams right now in the Western Conference, so I think the Spurs will fall victim to that. The Memphis Grizzlies don't even take games off with or without Ja Morant in the lineup, so I think the Spurs will lose that game. They play Portland back to back. Now, Portland is clearly tanking. I think the Spurs can win both of those games, and then they play Denver and Minnesota. I think those are also losses. The Golden State Warriors, I think they're in the middle of playing chess right now. I think they're jockeying for position. So I think the Spurs will win that. And then the last game of the season for the Spurs is against the Dallas Mavericks. It's really no big deal. I have them going 3-4 on the stretch.
I believe that they will lose against the Grizzlies. Again, the Grizzlies with or without Jais doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
The Blazers, I believe they will split that. The back to back, they'll split. They'll win one, lose one. With the Blazers, I believe they'll win against the Nuggets. Just feel like that they can have that one last push. I believe they can do it. The Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves, they're going to lose that game because the Timberwolves is on fire right now. And
Yeah.
Golden State Warriors, I believe they can win against the Golden State Warriors, especially if Steph Curry is not back. And right now, I don't know what's going on with the Warriors. So their whole it's suspect to me right now, right? And then the Mavs, I believe that they'll lose against the Mavs because Luka is that dude. So yeah.
Yeah.
And if Dinwiddie plays, so yeah. So no, I have them going 3-4. Yeah, with losing to the Grizzlies, Blazers, Minnesota, and the Mavs.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see how it rounds up. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, here we're talking about this story franchise who's battling for number 10. I don't know why we're celebrating a losing record. Right now, I think they're like 10, 12 games below 500. Just like, what? Unacceptable for them, but this is where we are. One thing I found interesting about the Los Angeles Lakers remaining games is we got 5 of them on national TV.
What
Hello.
can and you cannot tell me that the league cannot adjust. They need to adjust national standards. If they were able to slide in more national games from the Memphis Grizzlies, then remove some national games from the Los Angeles Lakers and plug in some of these other teams that are balling right now. When I saw that, I said, this is bogus.
Yeah, and on the contrary, the Spurs have 0.
Explain it to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
Really, because I know you guys can change it. Make some adjustments, because these matchups that the Spurs, the Pelicans, and the Lakers have all are national TV warranted. I'm just sorry.
Uh-huh.
I don't care who they play against, because everybody's going to be, they're jockeying for the 10th spot. They're jockeying for the bottom of the playing tournament. You don't think nobody want to watch that? But again,
Mhm.
I don't know why they have so many nationally televised games. I understand why they scheduled it that way, because they were supposed to be top seed. I get that. They're
Mhm.
not. Adjust the schedule, because I know you guys can.
Yeah, definitely. So the Lakers play the Utah Jazz. I think that's a L because of the size in the paint. Lakers try to put LeBron in the center, but come on, Rudy Gobert. Okay. And then they play New Orleans. I don't know if BI will be back. I have seen him on the sidelines. Hopefully he'll be back. I have the Lakers winning that game though. And then the Denver Nuggets, again, too big, too strong. Phoenix Suns, the Lakers cannot beat the Phoenix Suns. In fact, I bet the Phoenix Suns are going to take it personal because that could be a matchup that maybe they'll see if the
Mhm.
Lakers end up number 8 in the
Mhm.
Western Conference.
Mhm.
And the Golden State Warriors, like I said, I think they're still playing chess. They
Mhm.
are really trying to figure out where they want to land. And I think the Lakers will be the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think Josh Giddey is on the shelf for the rest of the season. And then their last game of the season is against the Denver Nuggets, against size in the paint. That's the Lakers' Achilles heel right there. I have them going 3-4 on this stretch. But I think it will come down to the very, very last game for us to find out. And we don't know the time of this game. NBA still has it to be determined.
Yes.
I think we'll find out very last game, very last minute, who is actually going and who they're going to be competing against.
I think what changed my thoughts about the Lakers' last set of games, whether they win or lose, is the fact that AD is still slated to come back the first week of April. So when we're talking about bigs in the paint, trust me, he'll be playing the 5. AD, get in. Because y'all need it. The Lakers need you to do the 5. Like, so just hopefully his mindset is right and he's willing to go head on and bang against Nikolai and Rudy Gobert, because that's what they need for you to do in order for them to win, potentially even win these games, right? So I actually had them losing against the Jazz, because at
Okay.
that point, that's like right at the end of March, and AD may not be back then.
Mhm.
And then I also have them winning against the Pels. I have them losing against the Nuggets. Again, it could be a win depending on if AD is back. I think my hesitancy about whether or not they win or lose is really resting on whether AD is back. Because if AD is not back, then I don't know what product we're going to get. Right.
Yeah.
But the Suns, I know for a fact they're not going to win the Suns. And even if the Suns decide to rest their players and the Lakers win, it don't mean that. They don't want to see them in round 1. The Lakers do not want to see the Phoenix Suns in round 1,
Mm-mm.
regardless if AD plays or not, even if LeBron James put on a spectacular show. The Suns are still going to be victorious, right? Golden State Warriors, I agree with you. They playing chess right now. They just trying to say, you know what, should we win this game, lose this game? And I think they're in a huddle saying, this is the game we should win.
Uh-huh.
Y'all don't worry about this game. I think that's what's going on, right? OKC, you know, whatever. And I think they can beat OKC. And then the Nuggets, again, depending on if AD comes back, that can be a win or loss for them. So that's why I'm kind of on the fence about those games, contingent on AD's return.
Nice. Okay, so the third team, which is kind of a bonus, right, is the New Orleans Pelicans. And I wouldn't be mad if they somehow slipped in. What are your thoughts on the Pelicans?
My thoughts on the Pelicans is no different than the thoughts on the Spurs and the Lakers. All of them got a chance. And at the end of the day, we're talking about bottom of play-in tournament, and all of them are fighting to get in. And 1 game, 2 game, 3 game losses can most definitely send you
Mhm.
out of the play-in tournament. That's how close it is. So will I be watching these games on pins and needles? Yes. Will I be watching with clench butt cheeks? Absolutely. It's just gonna happen. You know, you watch it, you be like, oh my God, yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. And so I'm excited because this is a race for the. But you know, it's really bad because here we are, race to get into the play-in tournament, race for the 10th spot. What?
I know.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it
In the
is.
grand scheme of things, race for the 10th spot?
Yeah. In particular for the Lakers, like I said, I mean, what? On any regular normal year, anything below 8, we wouldn't even be talking about right now.
Wouldn't even be talking about it right
Mhm.
now.